Hey friends, it's Jen from Gold Nutrition. Welcome back to my channel. Today is part 1 of my Makselife haul. So if that sounds good to you, then just keep watching. Okay guys, I am so excited to be sharing with you my haul from Makselife. If you are not familiar, Makselife is a planner company that was created by Sierra Friend, who is a life coach. And so her planner system integrates guided goal setting with planning. Now, what I have here are the A5 inserts, and these are the 2022 version, but they're undated, so there's no worries there. And they were available for a pretty big discount. Now, these inserts are A5 size and they're unpunched, which I think is nice because it gives you the flexibility of using them in a ring planner, which A5 is traditionally a ring planner size. However, you could also disc punch these, and A5 size is a size that is growing in popularity in disc bound and is also available in coil from some companies. And these inserts are also quarterly, so you get 1/4 in here. And when I ordered this, I ordered it because I had been thinking a long time about using Makselife. I talked extensively about my journey with goal setting a couple videos back in my half letter setup for November, and I will link that for you. As I went through that journey, I realized that this coming year, I would be very interested in using a kind of guided goal setting planner. Now, if you're new around here, I am a registered dietitian. I also have some training in health coaching. And while health coaching and life coaching are different, there is a bit of overlap in philosophy and things like that. And so what I've seen of the Makselife system felt like it would be a good fit for me. And up until now, I had never purchased a guided goal setting system because I do have experience in goal setting and I know how to do it. And so I didn't know that I thought it was necessary. However, I kind of changed my mind and thought it would be nice to use someone else's prompts, especially as I've watched other people use the system. So I ordered these to kind of dip my toe into the system. But I'll be honest, after I ordered them, and when I ordered them, I thought that I would get them immediately because they weren't technically part of the launch. But actually, everything at that time was not going to be sent out till November 10th. At that point, I ordered these back in October during launch time. And one of the things I received because I ordered them during launch time was this free gift of a year-end reflection notebook. And we'll look at that after we look at these. I haven't actually looked at any of this too much yet. I didn't even look in here yet. But I thought it might make more sense once we kind of took a look at the system. Also received this cute little die cut, embrace the messy bits, which is something I've heard Sierra say in watching some of her YouTube videos that are around how to use the system. So anyway, I ended up ordering a flagship planner and the markers and some washi. So that will be part 2 because I have not received that part of my order yet. But when I do and I film that video, we will compare to see what's changed between 2022 and 2023. So let's just get into it and take a good look at these A5 inserts. So it came with this cover that you could use if you didn't have one, which is cool. I think my Levenger punch would probably punch this, but also I have the We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile punch, and this would definitely punch it if it came down to having to do that. Now, you may be wondering, why did I get these inserts plus the flagship? Well, these inserts are daily inserts, although they have the full goal setting system. But again, it's only for 1 quarter. That's how the inserts are. You have to purchase them per quarter. But also because I've been using off and on this year, but lately more on, I've been using a lined vertical happy planner to kind of map out my week and figure out where I can fit in the things that are beyond work and prepping the kids for school and all that stuff, the things I want to do, kind of goals I want to work on, or just other things that I want to do. How could I fit them into my week? I've been using that lined vertical for that. I do have a video where I show how I was doing that. So I'll link that for you. And certainly once I start using the flagship, I'm sure there's going to be lots of videos to come on how to do that. Happy Planner didn't come out with a lined vertical this year. And it really made a lot of sense to me to have my goal setting and that lined vertical together, since that is kind of how I was using that layout. And I was kind of really in love with the cover of the flagship that I bought. I won't tell you which one yet. That'll be a surprise. So long story short, I decided I wanted to really go all in on this and really commit to using it. And I purchased the flagship. So that's why this is not punched or on discs or anything like that, because I may not use it right away. I haven't completely decided. I'm still mulling over what my 2023 planner system is going to look like. Although in many ways, it's not going to be all that different than my current planning system, but it may be a little different. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get into these. So we have our cover. I am a little sad that this was shrink wrapped and it kind of bent the cover a little bit. So that's kind of too bad, but you know, it is what it is. Then we get a cover page. These are tabbed, which is nice. So this is the cover page, and this is the start of all the goal setting system parts. So this tab says goal setting in white, and the other tabs are unlabeled because I suppose, you know, that way you could use it in any quarter, but it did come with white labels, monthly labels to use, which is cool. And I'll show this to you. They're in the pocket. So we have a letter from Sierra, and then we start the goal setting system. So you can see there's a lot of writing here. I'm not going to read all of that to you, but I'll just kind of touch on the overview because, again, I'm very new to this too, and I'm really excited to start looking at this and reading it and thinking on it. But you have your getting started, which talks to you about how to get started with kind of giving you an overview of the features. So they're giving you your steps here, which step 1 is your compass assessment. Step 2 is setting intentions. Step 3 are your annual goals and vision. Step 4 is your monthly goals and weekly actions. And step 5 is your monthly reflections and quarterly review. Part of the reason that I hadn't jumped into buying this before was that I wasn't ready for this level of goal setting. And again, I talk a lot more about that in that other video, so check that out. But I took quite a bit of time to really step back from anything that complicated. But now I'm feeling ready for it. But even so, I'm still going to go gentle as I start this system. I'm not going to overload myself, but I'm looking forward to digging in, doing some thinking on how I'm going to set goals in 2023. Then we have our compass assessment. You may have seen way back when I had shared, I have a free printable. It's always linked in my description box of a wellness wheel. It's a similar idea to this life compass. My wellness wheel is just wellness goal focused. So, you know, there's many versions of wellness wheels or, you know, goal wheels or whatever you want to call it. So the life compass, I believe, is, you know, Sierra's probably a patented system, but it's the same idea. And you're looking at different categories or areas of your life: personal, fun and recreation, work and learning, family and relationships, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial and physical environment. And then you're scoring yourself in each area of your life. So you're given a lot of guidance as to how to come to these scores, and then work off of that. So it says, getting started, on the following pages, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 for how well each statement applies to you. In each area of life, add up your ratings and divide that number by 8 to arrive at an average score. Then fill in the sections on the life compass that correspond with your score. Each area will have different parts of the pie graph shaded in that coincide with the rating you've given to that area of life. And then you're going to consider what you'd like to score yourself in each area of life by the end of the year, and what needs to happen to arrive at that score. What does it look like and feel like for you? And this is how you create a vision. So I'm all about that jam. The very first video I ever made on this channel was how to make a wellness vision board, which I'm so happy to see that people are still watching that video. I'm happy people still find value in that video. Here's all your assessment scoring for the compass assessment. Then on this page, you're setting some intentions. So examples of the questions here: what could I use more of in my life this year? What could I use less of in my life this year? What characteristics would I like to nurture this year? So just giving you a lot to think on. Your word of the year. And now we have our instructions about how to set the goals, how to write your goals. Sierra categorizes goals in 3 ways: stretch goals, progress goals, and maintenance goals. So, you know, she has her way of describing what these are, but my maybe watered down version understanding of what it means is these are kind of really big goals that are pushing you beyond your boundaries. These are goals that, so progress goals, these goals encompass the vision actions that will take you from where you are to where you desire to be in each area of life. And then maintenance goals are goals that you set to keep, you know, things that are kind of already established in your life, to keep them going. Then we have lots of instructions about setting annual goals, monthly goals, and your weekly actions. And then we get, for each category of life, you get their ideas about what kinds of things you would set goals around that might fall into that category. It says, use this space to create a list or mind map of ideas, dreams, and goals for the coming year. Have fun. The possibilities are endless. And mind mapping is something I haven't really tried before, but I was just watching Tattooed Teacher Plans, and she had a really cool video. You guys, the biggest spider just came down. If you don't know, I film in my basement now, and whoa, that scared me. That was a big boy. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. So what I think I was saying was that I've watched a really cool video from Tattoo Teacher Plans. She's used Makselife for a while now, and she showed how she would make a mind map built around her word of the year, and I thought that was such a cool idea. I loved it, and it made a lot of sense to me, so I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do myself. Okay, and then we have our annual goals section. So this is where there's a little smudge on my paper. This is where you would set your annual goals in each category. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I'm going to start with annual goals this year. I'm not really sure what I want them to be yet, although maybe it'll come clearer to me as I start to go through the work. But I might just start with monthly goals and take it from there. And even Sierra, in one of the videos I watched of her talking, she said that too. She said you don't have to if you don't feel comfortable or you're not sure, you know. And she said make a mess of your planner, keep working on it. And yeah, here is an area to make a vision board. And then some goal setting quick tips. So that's all your pre-work. But you can see that there's a lot of writing, a lot of guidance, and that compass assessment didn't seem too bad. So I'm sure there's a lot of inner digging, but I feel like this pre-work is a lot more manageable than maybe, some other systems. And I really wanted to get my hands on all of it now so I could start thinking now instead of it being January 1st. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. But here's what I'm going to tell you right now. If it's January 1st, January 7th, January 20th, it doesn't matter. Start on your goals when you're ready to start on them. Work on them at your pace. Don't compare your goal setting or goal work on anybody else's. Just do what feels good and manageable to you. And you're going to have a lot more progress, even if they're tiny baby steps, doing it that way than putting all this pressure on yourself and then just letting it all go because you're overwhelmed. So now we have our just begin, and we have a little tab. These are not any different material. They're just paper, but the tabs are laminated. And now we have our monthly spread. These are undated. Our place to set monthly goals. And then your weekly actions. It's, that sort of idea where you're making a big goal, then breaking them down, then breaking them down more, which is always advisable when we're trying to take something that we want and make it feel realistic to work on. So then you have each category, which is color coded. And I have to say that another reason that I hadn't jumped into Makselife before was because I don't really love a lot of color in my planner. Now, I'm a decorative planner, but I don't really think I'll be decorating my Makselife, but I might. So each category is color coded, but in the 2023 version, the colors are a bit more muted, and that appealed to me. And the weekly spreads no longer have color. So that made me really happy. And that's a dated planner that will be coming. But I have to say, seeing this in person, these colors are not as bright as they came across to me when I would see them in photos or videos. So I'm not offended by these colors at all. And then you get this nice weekly overview page, which they do have a sticky notepad of this, which is really cool. If that's something that you like if you use another daily planner, but you want something like that in your planner, you could use those like that. And then your daily pages, this is my favorite style of a daily page. It's simple. It just says date, and you have check boxes and focus, and then just some blank lines. I'm not sure why there's a break in the lines here. They're all like that, so it's intentional. I don't know why. I haven't really seen any content of people using these, so I'll have to check it out and see what that break in the line is all about. Then you just have some shaded little boxes and some dot grid. So I like to use half letter. I have trimmed down A5 pages to use them in my half letter before. So that was another reason that I felt okay about grabbing these, was that I could make these work. But I may also end up getting something else in A5 and pairing these together. Again, still thinking on my planner system and trying not to overcomplicate it. It is nice that these are undated, so if they don't work for me right now, I'll hang on to them until a season of life when they do, and I'm happy I get to share them. So I believe you get a month worth of these daily pages, and then you have a monthly reflections page. And I kind of like that it's not a ton of space, so that you could just sort of not feel overwhelmed by it and just try to be concise. But certainly you could add in a notes page or use an extra daily page if you wanted to build and really write a lot. Trust yourself more, and it restarts again. So again, you're getting 3 months that way. Let's look at the other page. No one benefits when you play small. I love that. I love that. It's true. All right. And then This tab says assessment, progress not perfection, and it's your quarterly assessment. So you can reflect on your quarter, see where you're at, and engage what you're going to do going forward. You have your compass assessment again. You can compare your scores here. Overall, my scores increased, decreased, stayed the same. Some guided prompts. And then invest in your future self, and this says extras, and you have some area for future plans. You can write notes about your future months if you needed to, so that's pretty cool. Then we have some dot grid, and we have a number of dot grid pages. Oh, so you could also use these if you wanted to expand on any of those reflection pages. So that's nice, and you get quite a bit of that. Oh, that's nice. You probably can't see it on camera, but it's kind of a light blue dot. Here is a pocket folder. Dare to dream, learn to grow, celebrate progress, do it imperfectly, give yourself grace, trust the process. And you could certainly punch it if you wanted, and you got your labels for the month, and you get some stickers. So some color-coded stickers, some bullets. These say stretch goal, so you could mark those. You got some flags and the icons for each category. I love that you could punch this. Oh, that's great. And then your other cover. So that is the A5 unpunched, undated quarterly inserts, but they are daily. Now let's look at the freebie, which is the year-end reflections book. But I received it as a freebie, but it is available for sale. And I checked as of today that I'm filming this, these are still available. I believe that they were marked down to $30. I have a referral link that will be down in the description box. It's not an affiliate link. I don't earn any money, but I do earn credit if you use it, and you can save $5. Okay, here is our little year-end reflection book, which is so cute, and it has a silver foiling, 2022 year-end reflections. The power in these pages belongs to. I love that. Okay. Review, reflect, and celebrate your progress. All their socials. This is cool. I like that it's small, and my guess is that I'll end up putting it in the folder pocket that comes in my flagship, so I can refer back to it. And it's nice and thin too, so it wouldn't make your planner too bulky. So your 2022 year in review. You've spent the last year working on your life goals and intentions. Follow the steps below to assess how things are going and see how your scores have changed since the beginning of 2022. Now, I don't have a score from the beginning of 2022, but I have worked on some goals this year, and I think it would still be worthwhile to do some reflecting. They don't give you like the questions for this, but I believe that I have them because they're in there, and I believe that they make the compass assessment and the questions available for free on their website, and you can print it. So maybe check that out. Kind of looks like the way the quarterly assessment is, so rating your scores and reflecting on that. Then we have a nice page about wins. What were my wins in 2022? What accomplishments did I have? So certainly you can reflect on that even if you hadn't used the system. What were the highlights from 2022? Challenges, what challenges did I overcome this year? Lessons, what did I learn about myself? What am I most proud of this year? Growth, gratitude, what's working, what's not working? Impact, how do I want people to experience me? Oh, that's a very interesting question. In what ways do I want to create an impact in the lives of my loved ones or the world at large? These are thinking questions, but I'm here for it right now. And if you're not, that is okay. That is okay. If you want to tiptoe into goal setting, but you're not ready for all this, maybe check out my last video on my November goals where I'm using the Jane's Agenda goal planning inserts. Those inserts do come with a little guidance about how to set SMART goals, and they're actually long-term goal planning. I just converted it to a monthly goals page for myself for November. But it's a lot simpler. You're not being asked to do all this deep digging. I do think the deep digging is important, but you know, it depends on where you're at. If you're not there, then maybe check out that video and see if, you know, those inserts might work for you. And if you like those, you watch that video already, or you watch that video, you come back here. If you want me to continue to create some content in those inserts, I would be happy to do that. So just let me know. Adjustments, what adjustments do I want to make in my life in 2023? Reflections, there's lots of prompts there, and a letter to me. Write a letter to yourself for 2023. Use this as an opportunity to remind yourself of what you're working towards and why, to give yourself words of encouragement, or to channel a message from your future self. Have fun and be kind to yourself. You know, I did an exercise like this in a business mastermind that I took, and it was very eye-opening and a useful exercise. So this is certainly something you could do even if you don't have this book. Use these blank pages to brain dump more reflections from 2022 and notes for 2023. So just some nice blank notebook pages. So that is so useful. I love it. All right, guys. Like I said, I'm waiting on the rest of my order. When I receive it, which it's supposed to come tomorrow, ironically, a part 2 will be coming to show you all that stuff, and we'll compare some of the differences between the 2022 and the 2023 versions. Most likely, the next video that's going to come out will be the unboxing of the December version of the Jane's Agenda monthly cover club, which I'm very excited to receive that. I got my shipping notification, so that usually comes to me pretty fast. So probably the Jane's Agenda video will go up next, and then the part 2 of this will come after that, but we'll see. It'll depend on the timing of what I receive when. But if either of those things interest you, maybe you would consider hitting that subscribe button down below and clicking the notification bell so you're notified of all my future uploads, and that way you will know when those videos come. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm to know that you're enjoying this content, and it will share it with other people who would enjoy it too. So I appreciate you when you do that, anytime you do that. And please comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you a Makselife user? How has the system worked out for you? Are you considering Makselife? Are you working on your goals? I want to hear all about it. And that is going to do it for this one, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.